Hi and welcome to One Mommy Scrapping. I'm Scrapping Amy and I am planning for happy memories. Today I am going to share with you the different layouts that I did for February 2021. Let's get started. During the month of February, I got through a nice stack of layouts, 15 of them, and one of those layouts was a 2-page spread, so I was very happy with the amount of scrapping that I did. I was hoping to do a layout a day, and while I got more than just these 15 done between some Project Life entries and One Little Word and the Me, Myself, and I album, I was really hoping to do a layout a day of 12 by 12 traditional pages. So that might be a goal for March that I try to do. We'll see. So starting off with Living the Tiki Bird Life using the Chamel Collection box of crayons. I love this collection because of these toucans in there, and I actually got the dress. It's the Tiki Bird dress for the Enchanted Tiki Room in Disney, and I've got my little hidden Mickey right there. I try to include a hidden Mickey on all of my Disney layouts because that's a thing in the park, and half the time I forget to do them on video, and so I go back and add them in later, like that one I added this morning because I couldn't find a hidden Mickey. So I'm just assuming I didn't do one. Next up, also from Disney World, is this ride haunted? There's my little Mickey there. This was our Haunted Mansion ride where they took your picture during the ride. My husband's attempting to look scared. Elizabeth is very unhappy about this ride. I'm not even looking at the camera because I'm trying to console her. I don't think she'll be riding this ride again anytime soon. Oh, and I used Pinkfish Studios. I can't remember which collection. Everyday Moments, maybe? I think is that the name of one? And here's another Pink Fresh collection with What's Life Without a Few Dragons. And this is their Case of the Blahs font. Their stickers that they did for that, the puffy stickers. And I actually managed to be able to get all of them in the same color. They've got 3 or 4 different colors in that alphabet set. And I struggle with mixing up the different color letters within the same title. Like, I don't mind, or same word, I don't mind mixing it up within the title, but I like the word to at least be the same. So this is the dragon that's on top of Gringotts Bank that you see when you first enter Diagon Alley. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get my Harry Potter card taken away. Then we've got some basic gray that I used. This, I can't remember the collection this was. I want to say Sophie, but that might not be it. But I have included some different textures. I included a tag on there at a friend's request. I have doilies. I have lots of different things. Oh, these are like canvas flowers. So adding in these paper doilies or paper flower embellishments, adding in the paper doily that is white. I just inked it with the tea dye. Adding in these fibers gives a lot of little extra added texture. I also attempted to use for my Nouveau drops the vintage ones, which are really neat because when they dry, they're matte, which gives them that vintage feel. However, I have not yet quite grasped how to get the perfect vintage drop every time. That's the one I'm still working on. Most of the other drops I'm great with. That one, whew. But she is so very cute. This was from a photo shoot of her in May 2009 when she was only 9 months old. Oh, I don't tend to do a lot of journaling on layouts like this that are just portrait layouts, and you'll see a couple of those in here. This one, oh my gosh, I loved doing this layout. So we did some challenges over at, oh wait, hold on. I'm going to bring this one back for just a second. And this one, I think. We did some challenges over at the 2Ps Refugees site, which is a message board. During the month of February, they do 28 for 28, and they have a different challenge every day. And I had Thursdays and was doing a color palette challenge. And my challenge for each week was a different season, and then the little twist on it was to scrap something from the opposite season. So winter colors here, scrapbooked with summer pictures. While this one was inside, it was still summer. It was August, so I'm counting it. And it really goes to show that even though you would think of these blues and stuff as a traditional, oh wait, I got to lay it right here. Here's the color palette. You look at this and think, oh my gosh, nice, cool winter. It can really work with just about anything. And I say that because we get to the next layout, and this was the same thing, but for spring. So I had this with the little candy hearts. I focused on the purple. I did this for a couple different times throughout the challenges. I used Sparkle City from Chamel. Actually, I used quite a bit of Chamel. I've got Sparkle City. I have Little by Little. I have Head in the Clouds. Just a whole little mishmash of everything. And then I did something I hadn't done before, and I used strips, like either, not necessarily branding strips, since I saved those for, save them for counting up how many pieces of paper I use. Oh, this one's from True Stories, so I've even got stuff going way back to then. But I cut strips of paper, or I used offcuts that I had from the 12 by 12 sheets or the 6 by 6 sheets, and then use those to create a background, which was really fun to do, the horizontal, when you have these vertical stars here. But this was Renaissance Festival, which was in October, and I used that for the spring color palette. This was one of my requests for Basic Gray Saturday, was to use the collection Prism, and I thought this would be a fun layout to do it with. So did a 2-page because this background paper actually came from Basic Gray's designer cardstock. That's what they called it. Even though it wasn't just plain cardstock, it was still textured. But I picked up some of those, which was really nice because then when I wanted to do 2-page layouts, I can then pull the same background paper. Whereas in the collection kits, you generally only have one of each paper. So unless you specifically picked up a second one, you're not going to be able to do 2-page layouts with the same background. So had fun with this. One of the first times I've actually scrapbooked Tigger in one of our Disney albums because he is my absolute favorite. Like, I cried when I met him for the first time. I was so happy. And I was an adult. I just want to say that. So it was fun to be able to actually get this onto paper. And then on Valentine's Day, I did a live and I scrapbook pictures from Valentine's Day. This one, I got to use an older collection from Echo Park. I cannot remember the name of it off the top of my head. Adore, Truly, something, I don't know. But I was requested to use glitter, a tag, I think, and unicorns. So I have the unicorns right there, and I actually have glitter. I made my own decorative element there with using some dies from the Tonic Craft Kit. And the Tonic Craft Kit is, usually you think cards. When I think of Tonic, that is the first thing that comes to mind because they do a lot of dies and stuff. But I want to take some of those kits that I have and turn them into elements that we can use on 12 by 12 pages, because you know what, you get lots of stuff. Like, I got the confetti that's in there in that kit, and I got these Dream Drops were exclusives to that particular kit. It was kit 18. And so you can't get the Supernova ones anywhere else. So subscribing to the kit is important to me because I want those exclusives. I really do, because I love my Nuvo products. But then I want to be able to actually use what I'm paying all that money on. And clearly you can use it on scrapbook layouts. All right, another Basic Gray Saturday. This was requested to do Sunkissed, and the person particularly mentioned the yellow butterfly paper, so I made sure to include that in there. And this has stickers from a variety of kits, but also where I pulled out my embellishments that I have divided by color. I should do a video on that sometime. I just thought of that. Now this one is not live yet. This is going to be another Basic Gray Saturday. Love My Boy. It's just a picture of Tucker and I out for a walk. I was trying to do a selfie, and this dog, oh gosh, he was like going to look at the camera. He just wanted to kiss mommy's face. So this one will be coming up, so be on the lookout for that. And I actually fussy cutted those dogs for it. I used Junebug from Basic Gray. Here's another one of those color challenges. Now it's summer colors with winter photos. And I wanted to pull in all of these. The one that I've kind of bent the rules a bit is on the green. A lot of this is Bella Boulevard, and Bella Boulevard doesn't really do that Kelly green. They call theirs pickle juice. So I went ahead and counted it though, because I included, I've got pink, I've got orange, I've got yellow. Oh, I've got orange right here in the transparency I used too. I've got green, I've got blue, and obviously I have purple. Now these are my 3 nephews, and when I put this palette up, I had people commenting on it going, oh, well, it's going to be hard to do with pictures of boys. And if you look at these photos, none of them are wearing any of these colors. Or at least not, Scotty there's got some green and blue in his coat, but it's not the same tones of green and blue. So by adding in a lot of colors that tie in the background, plus using these with all the white with the snow, really made everything fit together cohesively. And I always try to make sure that I have at least one paper that has all the different colors I want to incorporate. That helps to keep everything tied together, because a lot of these papers are from different Bella Boulevard collections. I love that about Bella, because they use consistent colors just like Doodlebug. So one collection can get mixed easily with another collection. Oh, this was alive. And look, I made a shaker pocket. Look at me. I did that on a live. Me on a live. Oh my gosh. This is using an old Simple Stories collection from 2012. This is their first. Oh no, this was before Snap, I think. This was called Fabulous. And this is another one of my daughter. And I did journal on this one. I know I said earlier I don't normally journal on them. And I normally don't. But oh, she was 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2 years old. I don't have the date written down here because I have the exact date downstairs in some of our other albums from the same photo shoot. So I'm just going to add it in then. But this was back when we had bingo boards that were always included in everything. So I'm like, oh, got to add those in. I used a huge variety of Nouveau drops. I think I've got 6 different colors. Pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, and brown. I don't use brown a ton, but I decided I was going to stick it in here because it, had that vintage feel. Another one. This one is coming up too for a Basic Gray Saturday, so you're getting a sneak peek. This is using the Aurora collection. This is my daughter asked Santa for a telescope this year, and he was more than happy to deliver that. And we also got the little add-on with the telescope to take pictures through the telescope. How many times can I say telescope? With our camera phone. So we had a full moon a couple nights later, at least as close as it was, and we got that lovely photo. And this is another one where I used not one, but actually 2 Tonic Craft kits. They had one to make these round cards, and this was actually from a Christmas set. The papers are from the kit that the round one came from. But I loved having those layers in there. I wanted to incorporate the round element. Since we've got the round moon, I've tried to include that in a variety of places. And I like this, even though it's not like Christmas colors. This corner piece is actually a holly, like holly leaves. And originally I was going to, actually not cover it up. But apparently I couldn't do my title. So Love You to the Moon and Back. And then I added something on this little strip of pink. And God Loves You Even More. Which is what I tell Elizabeth every night before she goes to bed. I love you all the way to the moon and back. And God loves you even more. Which has been our little thing. But I love like putting in these little tiny leaf and flowers. Like I want to do that on more layouts. Because I always run out of that kind of ephemera type thing. This one uses a lot of Basic Gray, but this was one of my lives that is here on YouTube. I had a migraine, so couldn't do it on my normal Happy Scrappy Hour on Thursday, so I ended up doing it on Saturday and mixing the final color palette challenge of fall colors with spring photos. I was using this color palette. I've got Mon Ami, that was done by Kelly Perky. I have a lot of persimmon. I thought I had 12 by 12 sheets of persimmon, and I don't. So all of this, actually so the 12 by 12 and then this polka dot, those are the only 2 that came from 12 by 12 sheets. This was actually scrap left over. So I was like, oh, it matches. I'll just toss it in. So I don't know what collection it comes from. It has like speech bubbles on the back. I don't know how well you can see that, but But all of these other layers in here are all 6 by 6 sheets. I love to use 6 by 6 and make it appear bigger. Like this looks almost like a 6 by 8 with the bird, but really it's a 2-inch strip there and a 1-inch strip there. You don't see all of it. This was actually a 2 by 6, the blue, a 2 by 6 inch cutoff that I had saved from, I guess, matting another photo or something I'd done earlier. So those kinds of things I like to tie in. And while this photo looks more fall-like because the trees have no leaves on them and my daughter's hair being, bright orange with the sun shining off of it like that gives it a more fall feel. But this is up in the mountains, and so this was in April. And up in Boone, North Carolina, if you've been up there, mid-April, we still don't have leaves on the tree half the time. And so that was the case in this. I have not journaled on this. I'm actually going to let my husband do journaling on it because this was a trip that he and Elizabeth took to the Turtle Island Preserve up there in Boone. They do or they used to, I don't know what's going on now, but his high school art teacher, who was a huge influence on him, ran this camp, and so they would do a family day, and so he and Elizabeth went up. I've got more pictures I need to scrapbook from that trip too, including the one where she makes fire and dear husband cannot. He couldn't do it. This was another live on the same day. I did the live on YouTube, and then I also did a live in my group. And oh my gosh, I took this picture that morning. This is my friend Fran's leg, and she is sitting like right next to me. Normally she sits over there, but we're looking at stuff on the computer together, and Tucker was not having the fact that no one was paying attention to him. So he kept trying to wiggle in between us, and he finally went around Fran's chair and just put his head on her lap. He's like, fine, I'm just going to stay right here. And God bless Fran, because she walked away with like an entire other dog's worth of Tucker fur on her. But he's just like, I'm going to be here. I need my Aunt Fran pets. So this was fun. This is the first time I used Tula and Norbert, which are the gnomes from Photoplay. This is their original collection. And I mixed in these wooden plant stakes, which came from Hillside from Basic Gray. Somehow I ended up with 2 packs of these wooden stakes. I don't know why. I don't know how that happened. I'm not a big, huge wooden stake person. But you know what? I think it works. And then finally, one more color palette for this set of layouts. This is actually the current color palette. I am now going to be running a monthly color palette challenge over in my group, One Mommy Scrapping on Facebook. So if this gets you inspired, I'd love for you to join us. There should be a link down below. You can come over, and I've already got an album set up with this color palette. I love to do Disney color palettes. I find color palettes to be like what inspires me the most. I love having colors that I know work well together, and then I can pull from a variety of sources. If it's just, hey, pick paper for this picture, it's like, I don't know what to do. So this is a great starting place for me. So I have decided for this year, we are going to do 10 Disney princesses, and we are starting off with the original Disney princess, Snow White. Pulled these colors in, and I created this layout. Now, I got to tell you, when I was putting together this, I was like, ooh, that's a lot of very primary colors. I don't know about this. And I had just been sent these photos. This was from February 1st, so they arrived a couple weeks ago. But this is of 2 of my best friends who are married, their daughter, who is, we're calling her my niece. So this is my sweet little niece. And I was like, oh, that has 2 of the colors, which made it very easy then to tie in the red and the light blue. Since she is keeping the yellow and the darker blue as a centerpiece for her, it's easy enough to add in the layers around. The black was what kind of threw me, because I'm like, I don't want to add black paper. I'm going, do I want a piece of black cardstock? And as I'm going through scraps, because this paper came from all over, there is Bella Boulevard, there is random stuff, I don't even know what company made it, there's offcuts from that I just got out of my scrap folder, and I've even got 6x6 pads, like this light blue, the red, and this yellow are from Craft Perfect 6x6 line by Tonic Studios. I'm telling you, I love all their stuff. So I was looking for the black and white, or when I was looking through the Bella Boulevard stuff, I saw this little scrap, which was the back side of something, and it had these little black and white hearts, and I was like, oh, that'd be perfect. So I went ahead and just cut up the little pattern slips that were on there, and that added that nice bit of black without being overwhelming. The only thing I think I would have done if I could go back and do it is to add in something over here. The only black we really have on this side is the black from the flowers, which we also have over here. So it feels a little unbalanced because we've got the black and white here plus the black of the word princess. I could have flipped it and done sunshine in black and princess in yellow, but my issue with that was I didn't have enough of the letters. I didn't have one of the letters that I needed. Maybe it was, well, I had an E. I don't know what it was. Can't remember. But there was something I couldn't replicate in one or the other. Maybe I didn't have two N's in this. I don't know. So this is how it came out. So, and then the background, I don't know if you can see that, how well you can see it. It's a little easier now that it's dry. But I used a Tim Holtz stencil with this swirly star pattern on it with the Nouveau Glimmer Paste. And oh my gosh, I'm like addicted to this stuff. I've used it a couple times already, and I'm like, oh, I gotta use it some more. So there we go. There are the, put that right back there. There are the February layouts. Thank you so much for watching. I think this or this. Oh, I don't know. I like this one too. One of these three, and maybe the one of my niece. Those are like my top layouts for the month. What is your favorite layout? If you are a basic gray fan and either you're holding on to something that you don't want to use since the company's no longer around, or if you have that one collection that you remember loving so much when it was out, leave a comment below on a collection you'd like to see me use if you remember any of them, because I have a ton of basic gray and I would love to use things that the community requests. So there we go. There's all 15 layouts. And I hope you guys all have a lovely day, and I'll see you later. Bye.